Hello YouTube, back with another video. This is Jonathan Buford, and today we're going to be talking about switching over your hard disk drive on your computer to a solid state drive to increase speed, reliability, functionality, and to overall just make it run a lot better and faster. So if you've been watching my previous videos, I've been talking about doing this and actually making a video on doing it. Not a how-to video, but more like a if this isn't on your radar, it should be on your radar video. And I will be adding some links below in the description, giving you guys some of the best videos that I found on YouTube as far as how to do this. But really, I'm going to try my best to keep this simple because the process is simple. It's wonderfully simple. I was intimidated by this and worried that I was going to screw up my computer, especially because I'm starting school again tomorrow. And like I said, I'm going to try to keep this simple because the process is simple. It just really is. So what do we need? You need a laptop. Oh, first of all, let's talk about why, really quick, this is pertinent to the Digital Nomad thing. Why this is Digital Nomad stuff. I think it's kind of clear. If you're a digital nomad, you most likely work on a laptop. And if you have ever owned a laptop, you have probably noticed how after a while your computer, you buy it and it's new and it's working great and it's fast and you're amazed and it's just a love affair, right? And then over time, it just gets slower and slower and slower until you find yourself with a slow computer. And that sucks when you're using your laptop all the time. For me, I use it for school all the time, for my YouTube channel, for if I'm going on my website, I need it for my website. I use it for, I use it all day basically. So these hard drives that are usually put in computers over time because they have moving parts and they spin around and that's how they get your information. They become slower. Because they have moving parts, they degrade and they just get slow, and slow sucks when it comes to computers. So I think that's clear. If you're a digital nomad or trying to become one, you probably need to have at least, one stream of income that's an online thing. And that's not always the case, but I think for the most part, it is usually most likely. So to keep it simple, what I did was I went online, and I will have the link for this below as well. This is a Samsung 850 EVO. It's a 500 gigabyte solid state drive. So super simple. Just to show you guys, this would help me, I think. The solid state drive comes in this little plastic thing, and there's no moving parts. It's just a solid state drive. It's small. It's about the size of a really slimline wallet. So you get that. And in the box, you actually also get a warranty, a little package with this Samsung solid state drive data transfer program that you can just put in your CD, DVD tray and download. Or you can go online to the Samsung website and do that if you would prefer. I actually just chose to do this because I thought for me it would be easier. Why not use it straight out of the package? The downside to that is that you're gonna have to update anyways, probably, because they update these things all the time. Why I chose Samsung? Because I just switched over from iPhone to a Galaxy S8, and I probably, because this thing is so amazing, will probably be doing a video on this as well, just because of the fact that this phone is so incredibly good. It's amazing. This thing, it's just mind-blowing. Really quick, let me show you. This is a great app from NOAA. You can see storms in your area. And look at the screen on this. It's huge and it's beautiful. It's amazing. iPhone actually got the proprietary software. They paid Samsung a lot of money to get their AMOLED display, so they got their stuff from Samsung. A lot of their stuff. I think Apple's in a catch-up game right now, but let's not get into that. Anyways, I chose Samsung because of the fact that the Smart Switch software on this phone to change over from iPhone to this phone was incredibly intuitive, fast, and effective, and just amazing. I've changed from one iPhone to the other, and this was easier to get all my stuff over from iPhone to this, besides changing over the apps that didn't translate. Android, OS X, whatever the operating system is for iPhone. So when I saw that, I was like, you know what, just trust the software that comes with the solid state drive for the hard drive for Samsung's SSD. And I'm glad I did that because it was super easy. It was clear cut and intuitive, and no part of it was hard or sketchy or made me feel, I don't know, worried that I was going to screw up my computer. So you need one of these, the solid state drive. You need to get one of these 2.5 SATA hard drive SSD to USB 3.0 adapter. A lot of words. What that basically means is it's USB 3.0, whatever. You don't have to have a 3.0. Just the process happens faster if you do. And it goes straight into the SSD. Okay, so once you have this, once you have the solid state drive and this is a screwdriver, yeah. Sorry, I'm tired. This is a screwdriver. So you need one of those little small screwdrivers to take off screws on the back of your computer. So basically those three things. And this thing was about $10, link below as well for this. And good product, no complaints. This was $140, and I put it in my Amazon cart for a few days to see if the price would lower. It didn't. Sometimes it does, but it didn't for me. I ended up paying $140 for it, but as you guys will find out in a bit, it was worth it. So you've got your solid state drive. You've got the USB to, SATA 2.5 adapter here, and you've got your screwdriver. So the next thing you need to do is just basically put this disk inside your computer and then hook up the solid state drive to this, put this into your computer, hopefully in a USB 3.0, the little blue one, so that it goes faster, and mine did go fast. I've heard people talk about it taking 3 hours. Mine took, I think, 30 minutes, 17 minutes, I think, something like that. I've got those numbers written down, and I'll show those with you. But you put the disk inside your computer, and then you connect the solid state drive. Sorry, phone call. Jeez, it's my wife. Hold on. I'm doing a video. Okay. Sorry. Solid state drive. USB 3.0. You've got your CD in the tray. The little prompt thing comes up. You install the program. That's extremely simple, and if you run it off the disk instead of going to the website, you will probably have to update. That's the downside of using the disk. It doesn't matter. Disk, go to Samsung, download the program, trust it, trust the process. It works, it's easy, it's doable. I'm not a computer whiz. I'm becoming more and more proficient all the time because I'm learning to code and becoming a web developer. And I like computers. I love technology. So I'm getting better, but I'm not in any means a computer pro. So you're downloading the program, and then once you have the program installed, you basically are prompted to clone your hard drive disk to your solid state drive. So that's super easy as well. None of this is hard. So you just follow through with the promptings, you press start, and just a little something, maybe you can learn something from this video. I did from the videos. I watched a lot of videos on this just because, like I told you, I was nervous. The source disk is the one inside your laptop or your desktop. The target is the SSD. So the source is always the one, it's the source. It's where you're coming from with the information. Where you're going to is always the target, and in this case, it's the SSD. So you just press start, that process happens, and it took me 10 minutes to install the data migration from the CD, update it. It took me 17 minutes from beginning to clone the disk over, which, you know, I've heard people say it took hours and to just start it and walk away. I think that's a good advice. That's what I did. I ate breakfast. I just started it and then ate breakfast. 17 minutes later, it was done. And then after it was cloned, I basically, it says to restart your computer. So I flipped it upside down. I unplugged it. I took the battery out and I took 2 screws out to remove the plate that keeps the RAM and the hard disk drive on my computer safe. 4 screws to take off the little caddy that holds the hard drive disk. Super easy. 4 screws to take out the hard drive disk that sits inside that caddy. And then you just take the solid state drive, which has already been cloned successfully, easy, through the software, slip it in there, either up or down. You'll see it's all easy. You see where the connections go. And then you put those 4 screws back in. You put the 4 screws to hold the caddy in, and then the 2 screws to hold, you know, the back of the computer in. So your computer might differ, and I'm gonna put a video down there that's not for this SSD, that's just explaining how to change your HDD to a SSD, just for those people who don't have an Asus, who don't have a ASUS. I don't know how to pronounce the name of my computer. I think they're great, but I don't know how to pronounce them. Anyways, if you don't have, you know, if you choose to buy something other than Samsung for some reason, I don't know, they're really, really great. But yeah, just to let you give you a general idea that this stuff, it's easy. It's easy. It doesn't matter which SSD you buy or what software you use. I chose Samsung because, like I said, that smart switch thing for the S8 was so intuitive and so easy, and it built some trust within me to feel calm about doing that and not screwing up my computer before I started school again. So once you have the SSD in, you just put the battery back in, plug it back in after you've got all the screws put in, and then plug it back in, start your computer up, and then boom. For me, it was profound how fast Windows booted up. And by the way, really quick, if you own a Mac, the stuff is easy too. I do own a Mac, but it's basically my wife's. Same stuff, a few differences. I can't tell you anything more than that because I don't do the Mac thing. So anyways, once you have your computer all booted up again, which by the way took seconds instead of minutes for me this time, I didn't even have a chance to choose, you know how it says in 4 seconds there's a countdown, choose 7 or 10, you know, and I didn't have a chance to do that. I just flipped right past that, went right into Windows 10, and it was super fast. So after it was installed, and here I've got a total 10 minutes for the install, 17 minutes for me, and I've got an i5 Asus. It's not a gaming laptop, it's not super fast, it's a good laptop, and it was 5 years old, and that's why I did this, because the hard drive was nearing its the end of its lifespan. 10 minutes for the install, 17 minutes for the cloning, 35 minutes for the cloning process, plus the install of the actual solid state drive into my computer, which again was super easy. 62 minutes. It was 62 minutes. Now I'm not counting all the research I did and the videos that I watched to become more comfortable with the process and all that. Just the actual cloning and the actual process of switching out the hard drive disk to the SSD took 62 minutes. 1 hour. $140 for the SSD, $10 for the adapter, and my computer runs, I think, faster now than it did when it was brand new. Now here is the hard drive disk And like I said, the reason why these things slow down is because there's moving parts. This thing spins around. And now I'm going to use this as a backup for my computer. So I've got this and I've got my Seagate. I'm glad I mentioned my Seagate because I almost didn't back up my computer because I can be reckless with this kind of stuff. I just want to get it done and, more faster yesterday type thinking. So I did actually do that just to be safe. And now I have this as a backup and I've got my Seagate as a backup too. So that's cool. I mean, I think it's good to have a couple backups for your computer. Let's go into some numbers really quick. This video is already taken a little too long. When I started screwing around to see how fast my computer had become, I was amazed. Adobe Photoshop loads in about 5 seconds. Adobe Dreamweaver loads in about 3 seconds. Microsoft Word loads in 2 seconds. My computer boots up now in seconds, like as in 10 to 12 instead of like a minute or whatever else it was taking. A long time. And it's not only like prolonging the life of your computer. If you're on your computer all the time with these programs that take days to like boot up after your computer's slowing down, that can really like add up as far as time, and that sucks. So I loaded 15 tabs onto Google Chrome and then started loading Photoshop and Dreamweaver and Microsoft Word, programs that would take days to load up now take 3 seconds, even with like 15 tabs loaded on a Chrome. So I tested this out and I think my computer is at least 10 times faster when it comes to loading programs and stuff like that. Without a doubt. It's just super fast now. I feel accomplished. It made me feel better. I was about to go out and buy another Asus. The newer one was like $1,000. Now I don't have to do that for another 2 years. And I'll be good with what I have here. A little Asus laptop with an i5 in it and a solid state drive, and I'm good to go. I've got a backup hard drive, and my computer will be running cooler. It already feels like it is. And it's going to be more reliable because you can drop a hard drive disk and it can actually break. And that's not good if your computer is how you make money, especially if you're somewhere overseas and don't know how quickly you can. Yeah, it's already running cooler now. Wow. That's amazing. And that hum is gone. The hum is gone. It's just smooth. There's no slight vibration in my computer. Oh, it really is cooler. So I'm so pleased. I hope this helps you guys. And like I said, it's not a how-to video. I'll leave all the links for everything below. I'll leave the links for at least 3 videos that you guys can watch to become more comfortable with the process. And if this video helped you, please press like and subscribe. And next week, we will either be talking about a wonderful book that I've read that's on Tim Ferriss's book list called The Art of Learning. Either that, or I might just do a review on this new Galaxy S8, this incredibly amazing phone that made it not only comfortable, but a really positive process for me to move from iPhone to Android, which is so much better for me because I'm a coder and I like to be able to hack the things that I own and to customize them. It's one of the things I love. And there's many, many, many other good reasons. So we'll get to that next week. And I think that's about it. If you liked, please do so. Subscribe, please. It helps me out a lot. And I hope you guys have a good day.